ashes, born from the ashes, born from the ashes, born from the ashes, born from the ashes, born from the, born from the, born from the. Watch me
In the top left corner of Ephemeron, here in the Alpha Pro North America semifinals, as the Pink Protoss up first for RnG Pro, it's Night Warrior, and in the bottom right corner, the Black Knight Esports, it's the forged black and red Protoss, Marsman. Every Alpha Team League match is a best of 5 in a Pro League format, meaning if you win your game, you score a point for your team. The first team to 3 points takes the match. Both of these teams went through a hard-fought round robin to get through the season. Now they're here, a single game away from the Grand Finals and that sweet, sweet esports prize money. First players are each dropping a proxy, but one's going to be a gateway, one's going to be a Stargate. As we get off to our start here on Ephemeron. Double Adept opener here for Night Warrior, double Stalker going down for Marsman. Double Stalker does mean that Marsman will be making a committed push here. Night Warrior going to try and do some damage with an Oracle, possibly some Phoenix. Shield battery thrown down at home to defend, while the 2 Adepts shade forward for some harass. 2 Stalkers being built at home, 1 from the proxy gateway here for Marsman. As he gets ready to be aggressive. Should start moving out soon here. First shade is repelled from the Adepts. Second shade moving forward. Marsman isn't going to take the bait. Night Warrior recalls home. There were about to be 5 Stalkers knocking on his door. Shield battery will make these Adepts quite tanky. And Night Warrior is going to hold off the assault of his opponent. 2 Stalkers of his own coming out. And we might even see a cancel on these 2 shield batteries. It remains to be seen, though. Warp Gate research finished up here for Marsman. Night Warrior gets up a Robo and is soon to pump out Immortal. There we go. Stalkers continue to, quotation marks, contain Night Warrior here. Marsman has a couple options. He can keep warping in at the proxy and continuing to pressure Night Warrior, try to go up the ramp for a kill, or he can take an earlier second Nexus, maybe try to get some damage done, but like overall disengage. Night Warrior's Oracle will be repelled. Marsman keeping 2 Stalkers back home to defend. A wise decision indeed. And Marsman opting to get his own Stargate. Second Immortal going to be hitting the field here for Night Warrior. But Marsman has a sentry on the field. That does, of course, mean if Night Warrior gets caught out of position, some of his units could be caught out and force-fielded so that they are split from the rest of the army and easy to pick off. Marsman opts to go for the Phoenix, and he's going to pull back home. Night Warrior has 2 Oracles out on the map, and he's going to start zapping down some probes. He gets 4 in damage, but he will lose one of the Oracles to the Phoenix. The second one looks like it may go down as well. In fact, it will. Night Warrior going to drop the first expansion here. Marsman did deflect the Stargate of his opponent, is going into Mass Phoenix, but Night Warrior totally... I mean, he survived there, in part because of the Oracles, right? He sent the Oracles across. Marsman had to keep a couple Stalkers at home, had to get the Shield Battery in the Mineral Line to defend it, and that weakened his, quotation mark, attack on his opponent's main. He was not able to push up the ramp and go for any kind of killing blow or anything like that, just to contain. And overall, I think Night Warrior comes out pretty majorly ahead here, going up to 30 workers, basically full saturation. You can oversaturate up to 24 on a mineral line, and, you know, you're just going to be mining very inefficiently on those last 8 workers, but hey, it's a little bit of extra income while he waits for his second Nexus to finish up, so he can get the transfer going. And Marsman is going to have a struggle the longer and longer and longer this game goes on. He needs to get damage done with this Phoenix Harass. If Night Warrior commits to a push, once the bell curve of his superior economy kicks in and it translates into army supply, Marsman's going to be in a heck of a lot of trouble. Twilight Council is started up here for Marsman. Night Warrior getting up a forge. This does tell me that he wants to try for a third base here. Marsman trying to find damage with the Phoenix once again. Doesn't like his odds with the Stalkers positioned in the mineral line. Templar Archives started up here for Night Warrior. He's going to get into Archons, which are, of course, super effective against these Phoenix. They are super effective against any grouped up units. Night Warrior dropping another proxy pylon for easier warp in. And maybe this isn't a third base play. Maybe this is just going to be a +1 timing attack, which would be very strong indeed. Marsman has evened up the probe count. However, Night Warrior's been on the stronger economy for much longer, and that's going to translate into higher army value overall. Marsman's Phoenix Force significantly diminished as Night Warrior goes on the attack. +1 will finish just as these units are about to crash into his opponent. A gateway finished at the proxy pylon for faster warp in. Marsman using his signature trick of, using hallucinated units to help in the fight. It's all going to depend on how much damage these hallucinated units tank, because Marsman cannot win in a straight-up fight here. Night Warrior seems to be a little bit confused how there's so many Archons on the field here for his opponent, and this is actually going to keep him at bay for a while. Oh no, Night Warrior disengaging. Not like this. Blink back on the Stalkers here for Marsman. All the fake Archons are expiring, but this has bought Marsman precious time. Fourth Job Hokage asking in the chat, RNG Pro is like Master 1 Plus or only GMs? Everybody on this team is Grandmaster level. Here comes the big engagement, but Marsman has a strike squad of Stalkers in the back. However, the Immortals are dishing out punishment to that strike squad. Archons in the front for Marsman barreling forward. The shield battery did a lot of work at keeping these units healthy, and of course the strike squad did pick off the Warp Prism here for Night Warrior. Night Warrior going to be forced to recall what looked like a sure victory. It's now turned into an avenue back into this game for Marsman. However, Night Warrior did drop a third behind this, so he is going to be okay for now. He needs to start pumping out probes again to saturate that third and hold any oncoming aggression here from Marsman if he chooses to move out. Hallucinated Colossi joining the mix here. Night Warrior down in army supply, having to respond to a double immortal drop. Upgrades are evened out here as well. Night Warrior going to get out a Warp Prism, which will give his army greater utility. More hallucinated units join the army of Marsman. The Archon's dealing great splash damage to the charge lots of Marsman, but the real damage dealer is still alive in the back. However, these Archons of Night Warrior remain mostly untouched, and most of the damage is going down onto real units, not the hallucinated ones. The Colossi expires in the background. Marsman still way ahead in army supply, though. This Immortal causing a lot of value in the back here. Another warp in for Marsman. Night Warrior calls the GG while played, and Marsman puts the first in the top left. As the Red Zerg player from RNG Pro, it's Jamari. And in the bottom right corner, formerly of RNG Pro, now from Clan Virgin, it's Pastry. Pastry's a pretty strong timing attack Zerg. Jamari has a lot of versatile things he can do. He can take it to a macro game, he can go Spire, he can go for a Roach timing. Little disclaimer here, you know, if Black Knight is able to field a player finally, we will hop out of this match and directly go to that, so sorry if we don't get to see the end of this game. But hey, it's ZVZ, it should be over in like 7 to 11 minutes, for sure. hatch gas pool out of Pastry. Jamari also going to go hatch gas pool. Jamari going to have earlier link speed. I'm not entirely sure why Pastry was so delayed in getting his, but Jamari definitely has the higher gas income. Going to be able to throw down a Baneling Nest if he wants right now, but it looks like he doesn't want to. Going to take a third, but also this is looking like a Roach play right now. No, he did throw down the Baneling Nest, but had a little bit of extra gas bank there. Pastry has link speed a little over halfway down. But again, it's going to hit sooner for Jamari here. Pastry bleeding off an early 2 lings, and he's going to be our Roach timing Zerg. We're going the Baneling Nest, getting up the Roach Warren. And flooding lings. You know he is going to get a Baneling Nest as well. Jamari morphing in about 5 Banelings. Go on the attack. Pastry in a difficult micro position, going to leash Jamari's lings away. Get a little bit of damage done on the hatch, but not too much. Baneling Nest finished up back home, and some roaches on the field. Pastry is going to move out with them. "22 more lings behind this, but the roaches get caught out and surrounded. A beautiful Baneling hit, just very conservative play here from Jamari. He's going to send the lings forward, get the surrounds on a lot of the remaining roaches. And some great Baneling connections. The remainder of Jamari's force gets into the drone line. Only 2 drones have fallen so far for Pastry here, but he's going to get overwhelmed. Or is he? Oh, it looks like he's actually going to cleanly repel this attack. Oh my god! 3 Banelings get pretty good connections. I keep thinking there's going to be a lot more damage here from Jamari than there is, but Pastry's been able to hold the line pretty well. The worker count's still even here. Army supply is even as well. Neither player ahead in upgrades. Jamari, splitting off lings all over the place. Jammery going for a lair here. He could pivot a number of ways with his lair. This could be for roach speed. He could go into a spire if he wanted to. But so far, just even back and forth from both players. If my casting seems a little distant, I am checking Discord in between commentating. Make sure we know immediately if Black Knight can field a player. Pastry. Gonna sneak out 10 more drones, and he's taken a pretty heavy economic lead over his opponent. Shamari gonna sneak in a changeling. But both players kind of sitting back, kind of being passive for now. I mean, some Ling harass from Pastry. Actually gonna get it clean. He snuck some Lings in a little bit ago and got 4 drones as well, but a very, very, very passive ZVZ so far. Dragonite, I am on 120-second delay, but basically, Black Knight played one match, they took a victory over Night Warrior, and that was 35 minutes ago. So, they claimed there was an issue with the time zones, and that their players, you know, thought it was going to be at 8. It's unclear why, because the Alpha Team League site adjusts. By the way, Jamari just stutter stepping in here, absolutely demolishing the defense of Pastry. Pastry has 13 roaches about to pop, but I mean, Jamari's just going to dominate this. I'd be very surprised if Pastry can hold on. He agrees with me, so he's... The score is 1-1 in the top left corner as the purple toss for RnG Pro. In his first ever game, it's Patty Mac, and in the bottom right corner, as the red Zerg, it's Eric. Patty Mac, not gonna cannon rush, not gonna do anything crazy. Just opening with a gateway on the low ground. Eric, excuse my throat here, is a cheesy Zerg. He's gonna go for a pull first, and he's sneaking out a drone. This is, of course, going to be a proxy hatch in the base of the Protoss. Patty sees the drone going, drops the Cyber Core, and he's going to be pretty calm about all this. He lets the proxy hatch go down. He perfectly positioned the probe so that it was just out on the outer edge of the vision circle here. And he's going to pull plenty of probes to shut this down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is Like, exactly what you need to shut this down before it finishes. The key word there is before. This will get the kill off. And Eric's going to be stuck with nothing. In the meantime, a probe is going to delay these links from moving across, as well as Eric taking his expo. Eric has the minerals, but he didn't take the hatch. That's a few seconds delayed. He drops a second proxy hatch in the main. Gonna get some delayed mining. 4 probes is definitely not enough to shut a proxy hatch down. But Patty Mac closing off the wall. The Zealot shuts down the proxy hatch again. Will Eric try a third time? The Cyber Core has fallen before Warp Gate was able to finish. It was only seconds away from completion. Patty Mac able to get rid of the drone in his main. And a weird start to what is going to quickly become a more normal game. Oh no, he didn't finish the drone off. What the heck? Oops. Down goes the drone. Patty Mac dropping a second Nexus. Eric gonna poke some lings at the wall. Nothing too serious so far. He is going directly into Lair. Stargate going down here for Patty Mac, and it's gonna be totally unscouted here for Eric. Shield battery going down in the defense for Patty Mac. Stargate is finished up. For some reason, only the Stargate has the Forge skin. So it is going to be a little bit more dark, more purple than the rest of the Protoss buildings for Patty Mac. Here comes Oracle number 1, Oracle number 2 under Chrono Boost, and there's no spores thrown down for Eric. He has a little bit of a low queen count here at 3. 2 queens at the Nat could deflect the first Oracle. No Overlords have spotted this move out either. Oh, a zap on that drone could be huge, and Eric's third is going to be delayed. Only 1 queen pulled to intercept immediately. The second one is on the way, but also some missed targeting here for Patty Mac. The Oracle goes down. Six roaches on the way. Roach speed almost finished as well. +1. A little over halfway done. A few more gateways thrown down by Patty Mac. Eric going for a roach pressure. There aren't too many here. It's just like a 6 roach rush. I think Patty has plenty to hold on here. That 1 immortal on its own is going to do terrible, terrible things to these roaches if they get too feisty. Alright, Eric's continuing to commit to this. These roaches are going to take time to get across the map, and Patty Mac has scouted it though. The Warp Prism going to add infinite utility to the Immortal. And this is looking grim for Eric. Patty Mac going in for the kill. Eric is up in army supply, but in theory the Protoss should trade out better. However, some corrosive bile connects with the Protoss forces. Eric has Burrow on the field here as well. Which could translate into some roach healing, but we're not really seeing it right now. Nice Warp Prism Micro here from the Protoss. Means he's going to trade out kind of effectively against Eric. Eric's getting 11 more roaches though, and he's going to have to hold the counter pressure. I think Patty Mac might have overextended a little bit. Tunnel Claw Roaches head into the main of Patty Mac. And this is going to hit like a truck. The probes have begun to fall, and Oracle snipes 5 drones on the other side of the map. But these Zealots are going to try to engage the Roaches in a choke as Eric tries to gun down the front. Stalkers should be able to hold the front, however, the Burrowed Roach is still going to be a problem in the main base for Patty Mac. Roach Ravager breaks through. There isn't enough firepower to kill the Protoss here. And Patty Mac is going to hold with as much mitigation of the damage as he could possibly get. I think he pulled back a little bit too far, though. He bled off a couple Zealots, and he's going to call GG. Eric. We're on US East for some reason. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. In the bottom right corner, as the pink Protoss. Up 4th in the lineup for RnG Pro. All the way from Australia, it's Dragonite. And in the top left, as the red Protoss, or Black Knight, it's Prince. Prince is, yeah, I mean, Okay, Dragonite. Taking out the proxy pylon of his opponent. Prince grabbing a Stargate. Okay. Dragonite. Stutter stepping out with the Stalkers, taking down the Scouting Probe. Dragonite's gonna drop a Proxy Robo.
Game paused.
Oh my god.
Game
Boomy,
resumed.
Black Knight is winning 2-1. So, if RnG Pro takes the map, both teams will pick from the pool of the previous 4 players to see who is the acer. But if Black Knight wins, they will move on to the finals with a 3-1 score. Okay, not great for Dragonite, bleeding off 2 Stalkers. Oracle coming out for Prince. Immortal on the way as well for Dragonite. He has it rallied back home though. Oracle is going to get 3 probes. It will survive though. Dragonite not really committing to the chase there. Stalkers rallying to the Proxy Robo. This Disruptor will not hit the field. Dragonite is pushing out to try and save the Proxy, and he will do so. So he could theoretically sneak a probe out to repower it. That's exactly what he's going to do. 5 more probes go down to the Oracle Assault of Prince. And the red Protoss is going to take a decisive lead in this game so far. However, the Disruptor is one of those units that can make this a total coin flip. One Disruptor shot goes off on a group of Stalkers, and everything totally changes. Now, Prince does have 3 shield batteries at the top of the ramp, so with that Immortal coming out, he is going to be able to hold for quite a while, even if a Disruptor shot does make the dream happen for Dragonite. Okay, Dragonite is going to evacuate the Proxy. He will bleed off another Stalker. Prince going into Phoenix play. And he's going to push out with Immortal Sentry Stalker. Dragonite moving to intercept. It's going to be all about this Disruptor shot. Okay, first shot, just going to zone. By the time the red Protoss closes, it should have enough cooldown for a second shot. And Prince is going to be trying to get the lift on the Disruptor with the Phoenix, which will go off first. There's the shot. No connection, but it did buy time for Dragonite's Enos to put out another couple volleys. GG is called. Prince takes the series 3-1 in favor of Black Knight. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your caster tonight, Renegade. I hope you enjoyed the casting on the games we did have. That's going to end RnG Pro's run here. In this season of Alpha, they had a pretty decent season overall. Congratulations to Black Knight for the win. Good luck to them in the finals, where they will take on the main Alpha X branch. Alpha X emerged victorious 3-0 over Alpha X Latin America. So it was going to be Alpha X either way, but it looks like the non-Latin American players took the win there. It's been an honor to cast for the season. Thank you to all the administrators who put in a ton of hard work to make this league run, and the captains who work really hard to get their teams competing in this league. I'm going to find someone wholesome to raid. Thank you all for watching. I've been Renegade, and I'll see you in the next one.
Born from the ashes. Born from the ashes.